Well, hello there guys, and welcome to an ultimate General Gettysburg battle here as the Union. We are going to attempt the Union attacking Benner's Hill against Mix, and I'm hoping that we can do our best here to go ahead and sort of get a victory in a reasonable amount of time. We've got a chance to basically go ahead and advance, and we're going to go ahead and start and see if we can't beat the enemy. So we are going straight for Benner's Hill here, guys. This is a multiplayer game, and I'm hoping that with what we have, we can initiate some sort of positive outcome here. Now, we are, of course, going to be leading the attack against this hill position, and I think the best thing to do is go ahead and start moving our infantry up, although not necessarily in a, major advance, but basically just, slowly moving them up, not attacking with full speed, but just moving up slowly. Now, we could, of course, take Wolf's Hill here, and I think we may as well go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and move McDougal and Ruger up to take that position. Now, here we go. Enemy seems to be moving back a little bit, and actually moving their forces back with Doles, Louisiana Tigers, etc. And I know the Louisiana Tigers can be a hell of a unit to deal with. I mean, these guys are no novices to combat. I'm going to go ahead and let my enemy know if I can type, and I'm not sure I remember the typing actual button in this game, which upsets me greatly because I'd love to be able to tell them to go to the page and take a look. I really don't like to make videos without somebody's approval. So in this case, let's see, what can we do? Yeah, I don't think we have a typing button. That's alright, and I'm sure there is a typing button. I just don't know how to use it. I don't know which one it is. So we're going to go ahead here and advance on the enemy. We are moving up slowly with Kane and everybody else. I will move First Corps up as well, the General, and we will move Weingart up here. I really want to say Vinegar. Rug, we'll move him this way as well, and go ahead and see how things go. So Gordon is going to go ahead and try to get to a defensive position here, probably in the woods. I'm going to actually run with Candy, and I'm going to run with the Iron Brigade too. I think the enemy may have made a slight mistake not taking this position sooner. Let's see what we can do to mitigate that. Let's get Candy up here on the hill and see what we can do. Alright, let's move Ames up. We're dealing with the Louisiana Tigers and Doles, but I'm hoping we can get rid of the enemies we have here. Basically just moving Candy up into position, and let's see what else we have down here. So we've got the 12th Corps, and I really do want to deal with them, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm really tempted to go ahead and get this guy over here and try to get a sort of flank attack. I'm going to go ahead and stop the Iron Brigade. I want to make sure the Iron Brigade is attacking Doles. I think these guys are in a very good position here. Basically hold their position here. They will be alright. I certainly hope so anyway. And we'll go ahead and get rid of hold and just make sure they're firing shell shot, because I want to be doing a lot of damage to the enemy here. So here comes McDougal, guys. He's coming up over here. And remember, we are destroying a major general here, somebody who has played this game for quite a lot longer, apparently, than I have. We're going to go ahead and move the Union forces up this way. Glean, Kinsey. I've never actually seen... Oh, sorry, Green. I thought that was an L for a moment there. I've actually never seen Green in a fight before, so it would be interesting to see how that goes. Okay, so far we are dealing with Avery. We're still dealing with Gordon, who's definitely a problem, without a doubt. And I want to get Vinegar into place and basically be able to fire at this guy with some canister shot. That's what I'm really hoping for, and I don't know how long we can hold without breaking until that happens. Alright, there we go. Looks like Gordon is still being fired upon. I want to go ahead and get Lockwood in a position here. So we're going to go ahead and actually run with Lockwood. And I've actually stopped the practice of running quite a while back, because it really just drains the condition and morale of your units, which is not a good thing. There we go, we are firing on the Tigers, and now we have an open position here, which the enemy could certainly break through if they wish to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and see if Lockwood can move just a lot faster up this way. And we really do need to get rid of Gordon. Just going to focus on this area for now, because this is our area of contention, really. This is the only area which is going to win us the battle. Of course, if the enemy decides to break through here, where Ames has fallen back, anything could happen. But we've gone ahead and secured Wolf's Hill. So at this point, we're really doing our best to continue securing it, to continue securing the rest of the battlefield, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and move Ruger up this way and actually flank the enemy troops. I was gonna do the same with Lockwood, but since this area is sort of open, I think I want to go ahead and fill that gap, just to make sure that we're doing everything correctly. And I don't want Cutler to continue running. Let's halt Cutler right there. Got Rug and Hall over here. We'll move a Rug this way, or a Hall this way, and a Rug this way, and just start blasting away at the enemy. We may even go with a canister shot if it comes to that. And let's get Ruger into place. So he is actually running. Alright, let's get Hall to fire some canister shot. And if we hit the Louisiana Tigers with this, that would just be perfect. Doesn't seem like we have any obstructions in our way, but of course the trees sometimes act as obstructions. Oh yes, it looks like they're bending down for a shot, are they? They're actually loading, which is wonderful. And here we go, let's get a shot on the Louisiana Tigers. Looks like the Cutler Brigade is doing pretty well on their own, but there we go. We are firing on them. I want to make sure Gordon is in place. Wow! So Ruger has come across Smith here. And let's get Green up here as well. We're going to go ahead and make sure Green runs to this position. He's going to have to go up Wolf's Hill to get there, but I don't give a damn. This guy could win us the battle right now. I mean, we have some guys here sort of trying to ambush us. Smith, and he did succeed. I mean, we're still in combat with him, but I'm hoping we can break through him and actually form a sort of defensive line. We do have a defensive line going, but I want something stronger than this. So let's go ahead and move Lockwood up and start putting some pressure on the rest of these guys. Make sure McDougal is firing on Gordon's brigade. Indeed, the men are reloading here. Beautiful. That canister shot is continuing to go down, and a lot of people said, you know, make sure to use your artillery. I certainly try. Now, the enemy is going for an interesting attack here. They're actually trying to take Culp's Hill, which I wouldn't have expected them to do, and they were very sneaky about it. I will give this guy much respect for what he's trying here. But I'm going to go ahead and move Standard over here and leave him on Culp's Hill. Because right now, if we can win this position here, and especially if we can do a lot of damage to the enemy, things are going to look a lot better for us. Let's go ahead and make sure Candy is firing. And make sure that they don't take Culp's Hill, because they've moved Daniel over here to go ahead and lay siege to it, as it were. But I don't want that to happen, so I'm actually going to run with Standard and get into position. Actually, we will go ahead and halt. And we're going to go ahead and take Kane's brigade and move back. And I know Kane doesn't have many men in his brigade, but I think this will make a difference. And I also think bringing McDougal down would make a difference. But you know what? I bet the best thing to do with Dougal here is press Gordon, because honestly, the enemy is probably getting pretty intimidated with our attack up here. And if we can hold that down, I think we'll do all right. So let's hope that Standard can hold the Culp's Hill position. Alright, here we go. It looks like Stonewall Brigade is coming up, and that's something I don't like to see. Stonewall is extremely strong. We're going to go ahead and bring Ruger up to maybe contend with Stonewall Brigade, although I'm not sure how well we're going to do. And let's bring McDougal up too. And we're actually going to have him focus on Stonewall, because I really think that Candy can deal with Gordon over here. Let's see how Standard's doing with Daniel's brigade. Alright, reloading once again. Kane to start firing too. Alright, good. We've got O'Neill on the run, or at least it looks like we're about to have O'Neill on the run. And it looks like Doles is running too, but the problem is Candy is also taking off, and the enemy has a lot of reinforcements they're bringing up here to try and secure this position. So I'm going to go ahead and move Ames up, and I know Ames is not in the best of shape, but I'm hoping that he can basically survive an attack in this position. You can see that a lot of Confederates have fallen over here, but we have a lot of Union men down in this section as well. Let's go ahead and get Otwell up here. Interesting name, I must say. Okay, Daniel's finally firing, and we're going to go ahead and change Otwell's status to canister shot. because I want to make sure to hit Daniel as hard as possible. Alright, we're having a lot of trouble with Smith here. And it looks like Jones may be supporting Smith's attack. Now, right now, there is serious contention for the hill. Neither person has it, but it looks like the enemy is certainly doing a better job at trying to take it. As you can see, they've got Nichols, Stewart, Stonewall Brigade, Jones. They've got a lot of different brigades that they could bring forward here to take this position. So we need to do our best at holding it. Is very rough right now. Obviously, it's almost like the artificial intelligence can't decide who has this hill right now. It's really switching sides every split second. So we're really going to try to move McDougal up, but really, in this position he's in, we should do our best to go ahead and get him in a good defensive position and hold our position here. The enemy just has too many men for us to mount any sort of reasonable counteroffensive. So we really need to go ahead and just basically hold our ground and hope our men will hold out. This is a complex situation, I'll admit. Right now we're hoping that we'll get possibly some reinforcements, but if we don't get those reinforcements, we still have to do our best to hold this position. So I'm going to go ahead and fire on the Louisiana Tigers with Lockwood and try to hold everything we have here. And obviously, if you guys have any ideas on how to improve the outcome of this battle, let me know. I'm always open for new suggestions, to be honest with you. Alright, Daniel's in trouble. I'm going to go ahead and actually charge down the hill on Daniel's brigade. This is a Union charge, which usually doesn't work very well, but I'm thinking that maybe in this battle, it may be the trick to at least moving Daniel out of this position here, and getting us more focused on retaking what we need to take, which is, of course, this hill section right here. So here we go. Wow, look at that. So it looks like Daniel is on the run. We did lose Benner's Hill, unfortunately, but let's hope that we can at least take out enough Confederates to bring back a decent counterattack. And one way of doing that is, of course, utterly annihilating Daniel's brigade. And as you can see, our men are trying to bayonet them to death, but they're kind of on the run here. So we're going to go ahead and stop the running, halt, and open fire on this retreating enemy here, and try to retake our position. Reinforcements right now would be a major bonus, but I don't expect them to come soon. Or at all, let's say. Alright. So we're still going to fire on Daniel. He's not in a good position. Actually, the enemy was smart enough to bring his general unit over here to sort of bring some morale to Daniel, even though he's gotten the hell beat out of him. And I think, in a way, that's to bring our focus away from the main battle, really, the main victory point, and over here to Daniel. And the enemy is succeeding because all of our men are pulling back. So we're going to go ahead and try to do a right attack. I mean, this is all we can really do at this point. We're still firing off our canister shot, which I'm impressed by. But Cutler is actually in a crossfire right now. We're going to halt with Candy. Okay, here we go, guys. A major retreat. Wow. I think there's no wonder that the enemy here is a brigadier general. This is unbelievable. He's done a very good job at taking this victory point. And actually, my men are completely routed. I'm going to go ahead and pull everybody back. At this point, all I can really do is hold the Cults Hill position until the end of the battle. Even if it's a minor defeat for me or whatever, it's really much better than the enemy getting a major victory. And I don't see me pushing for any sort of victory unless I get some reinforcements. It's just not possible. Now, we've both taken our hits, but certainly I've taken much more than the enemy. The enemy has a lot of dead over here, a lot of dead over here in the wooded area. You can see, but they really pushed their units to the max and did a great job. Let's go ahead and make sure that everybody's back, even Weinger here, which I would assume is a German. I may be wrong. And let's at least hope that we can take out Jones. I'm going to try to rout Jones, although it's not going to make much of a difference in the battle itself. Let's go ahead and push him off. And we do have a downhill advantage with Jones and Ruger. I'd love to charge with Green, but right now Green is actually in very bad state. Let's get Kinsey, excuse me, to canister shot. Really trying to do 10 things at once right now. I don't want them to take this position. But Benner's Hill is certainly theirs, I will say. Alright, some canister shot on Nichols' brigade. It's not going to make much of a difference, but take out a few of these guys and make sure Ruger just holds his position. I'm going to go ahead and move Green this way. Really want to take his focus away from Smith's brigade. I'm not too concerned about Smith. I'm really more concerned about the rest of these guys. And even, for instance, Stannard should be firing down on Daniel. He's got an uphill advantage, so I'm going to go ahead and move him down, and there we go. Get some hits on Daniel's brigade and maybe make him retreat. Beautiful. Right now, I mean, the enemy's just done such an excellent job. I really can't do much, but I'm going to hold my position here. I will try to hold my position over here as well, and I really wish I had sent more reinforcements to this area, but I haven't, and in a way, I want to send Ames over there, so I'm going to go ahead and send Ames in a sort of desperate dash to stop the enemy, because he's got Stonewall Brigade coming up on the eastern side, and Stonewall is extremely strong, so we're going to actually halt. But I want to aim towards Stonewall to make sure we're going to take him on. You've got to remember, guys, that one of the beautiful things, well, beautiful is a terrible word to use in this case. One of the interesting things about the Civil War is that these guys were using .56 caliber bullets. This is larger than a 50 cal bullet coming out of a beautiful 50 cal sniper rifle. And really, these bullets were just deadly. So if these guys are going to try to come up a hill and take this position with that many bullets coming at them, let them come, by all means. At this point, all we can really do is hold the positions we hold. The counterattack is simply not possible. And I would say the same to any major general that was forcing me to do a counterattack. I'd say it's not going to happen, buddy. It's just not possible. All we can do is hold or maintain the positions we have now and try to force a draw in that sense, because right now, if we get 5,500 plus 1,500 as well, I do believe we come out on top of the victory points, but whether or not we can continue to hold them is another matter by itself. So I'm just going to hold these positions and do our best to remain in control. And there we go, we've got Nickel pulling back. Ruger is still holding his place there, but I don't like that Ruger has to hold his place alone, so we're going to go ahead and send Ames over this way. Okay, here we go. Wow, Ruger is very close to Jones here in this, I want to call it a charge, but it's not a charge yet. It's just very close combat, and they're not actually exchanging blows with bayonets, but they're, meters away from each other. Now, here we go. Looks like Green is pulling back. I don't like that one bit. I want to see if Ames can get there in time to hold his position. He may not be able to. We'll try to move McDougal this way to deal with Stonewall Brigade, and let's move the 12th Corps over here. The enemy is really throwing everything at us. I don't blame them, but I'm a little upset. I'm waiting for those reinforcements that are never going to come, and it leads me to believe that this battle is certainly, if not in the enemy's favor, certainly heavily against us, because right now we have no reinforcements. The enemy has a tremendous amount of weight they can push at us. They also have all these artillery brigades, which, by the way, I want to take a look at the map right now. They're right on top of the hill, which is awesome placement, but they're not actually pushing for cults. So we're going to go ahead and just take everybody that we can afford to send over to Wolves. And I don't think we're going to succeed, but we must try. Really, I think that we could have won this battle if we had pushed Wolves Hill a little stronger. Kind of want to see what would happen if we went ahead and pushed towards Benners. But of course, he's got O'Neill over here and this other brigade, whose name I don't know, to hold that position. So let's go ahead and, at the very least, try to push this brigade off the map. It's not really much of an attack, but we really need to push this part of the battlefield if we want any chance at victory. Let's go ahead and do that, and we'll push McDougal as well. And we'll push Cutler, too. Why not? I actually want to push him towards O'Neill, and really just do as much damage as possible towards the enemy here. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, there we go. Start firing, boys. So if we can actually make this guy retreat, he would run off the battlefield. Nonetheless, we can't take this position back right now, it doesn't seem like. We'll go ahead and have Candy just fire on anyone, really. And Kinsey should do the same. Wow, so right now the battle is actually about to end, which upsets me. I'm hoping we can at least hold the victory point of 5,500. Of course, it doesn't seem that we can take this victory point right here of 1,500. Love to try to move Ruger and Ames up this way and just see if we can't go for it, even in the last throws here of the game, and try to take back that point. So I feel like if we took that point back, we would definitely be in the winning portion, at least, of victory points, not necessarily of men lost or won. So we're going to keep running for that. Go, men, and charge for victory. Alright, here we go, guys. I'm hoping it'll give me an extension here. And allow me, as you can see, it's a neutral point now. I'd love for it to allow me to go ahead and contest this point. It may not, though. There we go. Wow, it actually looks like I'm taking the point. I almost want to charge with green, but it's not actually letting me because green's morale is just so poor at the moment. But if we could take this point, if we can secure the hill, and we just did, Wolves Hill, we may be able to pull a draw or even a minor victory out of the situation, which I would just love. This would be my greatest snag yet in terms of victory. So let's go ahead and see how it goes. Although at the same time we could also lose. The enemy is pushing the stone wall here. Very little time is left, and unless the AI decides to give us a continuation here, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But we have retaken Wolf's Hill, which is beautiful. And at this point the enemy is pushing everything they have at us. Gordon, Jones, Avery, Smith. But we continue to hold this position with Ames' brigade, and I wonder if Ames can hold out till the end. Come on, Ames. Jones, are you pulling back, buddy? Alright, looks like Ames is also pulling back, but we hold the point. Can we snag a draw? I mean, at the very least, that would be beautiful. We have held Culp's Hill. If we can snag a victory, that would just be amazing. Delay, delay, delay. Okay, fair enough. A draw! Wow! That's kind of what I expected, actually. I think that's beautiful, especially since we were facing a major general here, somebody who has had a ton of experience. We only beat them by 500 points, but you know what? I'm happy with that. I want to take a look at the statistics here and see who did the best. It was actually Gordon's brigade. The Ennis brigade killed 670 of our men, but we put up a decent fight. Let's continue here. And there we go, guys. I mean, that's it for that multiplayer battle. I hope you guys enjoyed. Didn't actually gain any ranks because it was a draw, but I'm happy I didn't lose to that major general who outranks me by a significant margin. If you guys enjoyed that battle, make sure to post down below. And tell me what you think. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for supporting it. Obviously, every comment you leave, every subscription you leave, every friend you share this video with helps me tremendously and helps the channel tremendously. Right now, my main focus is Ultimate General, and that's why I am going to try to put as many videos of this up as possible. Thank you guys, and have an awesome, awesome day.